I hereby call this special meeting of the SRR Organon Toastmasters to order. Welcome everybody to this special meeting of our 40th anniversary. If you can believe that, we've been in this for 40 years. Woohoo! So just a couple of logistics. We will be asking you to hide yourselves and mute yourselves during certain parts of the meeting. Please be sure you know how to do that. Also, if we are experiencing extraneous noises, we may have our tech master mute you automatically. Likewise, if you go over time, you may get the hook and mute it. So please make sure you know how to do that. Also, we will be screen sharing. So if you don't know how to adjust, well, if you want to adjust your screen to minimize the shared portion, please use the little slider bar to do that. Hopefully you'll be able to figure that out. And welcome everybody. Let's get this party started. We have with us today a couple of distinguished guests. We have Mahi Saraf, our Area 4 District Director. And we're going to hear more from Mahi a little bit later on. We're also expecting Alex, our Division Director, to join us. And likewise, we have two past District 4 directors in our midst, Rima Mahamud and Susan Spoke. So give them a hand for district leadership. And one of the amazing things about this club is that we are involved above the club level. And that's one of the things that keeps us so strong and keeps us going throughout these last 40 years. Now, just a bit of trivia about SRI Organon. Started 40 years ago. How many clubs do you know that are 40 years old and still going strong, especially amidst the pandemic? So I'm happy that we are one of them. And just a bit of trivia, SRI Organon, that's kind of a weird name, some people might think, but it's not really. It's got a lot of meaning. So the SRI, Stanford Research Institute, Organon, instrument for learning. So if you didn't know that Organon meant an instrument for learning, now you do. And somehow its definition makes it a little bit more easy to pronounce. So welcome all you Organoners. Today we have our tech master, Lisa Watrick, who will be helping with sharing the screen and any other aspects we have. And she's got a couple of little backups. And also Olga Fedorova, timer for our timed portions of the meeting, and our anniversary meeting chairman. She's the one who pulled all of this together. So a big hand for Olga. And it also looks like Alex popped in. Welcome, Alex Calalin, and he is our Division A Director. Alex, welcome. Now, on to the program. Mahi Saraf, please unmute yourself and get ready because you're up next. We have our officer installation, out with the old and in with the new. So lead us in our officer installation is Area 4 Director Mahi Saraf. Welcome, Mahi.
Thank you, Robbie. Can you guys hear me fine?
Yes, we can.
Great. Well, good evening, fellow Toastmasters. It is my pleasure to witness and participate in the 40th anniversary of SRI Organon Toastmasters Club. Also, it is my honor that I have this opportunity to thank the outgoing officers and install the incoming officers on this auspicious event. We will first start this event by releasing the outgoing officers. As I call each person's name, I request the outgoing club officer to please switch on their video. I would also request the rest of the audience to turn off their video so that we can acknowledge all the outgoing officers. President Phil Cosby. Vice President of Education, Olga Fedorova. Vice President of Membership, John Sleeman. Vice President of Public Relations, Robbie Prohaska. Secretary, Hal Huntley. Treasurer, Lisa Watrich. And lastly, Sergeant at Arms, Lindy Burton. Thank you for turning on your video, all the officers. Under your leadership, SRI Organon achieved 8 goals of Distinguished Club Program during the year of 2019 to 2020. On behalf of District 4, Area 4, and the members of SRI Organon, we thank you all for your outstanding services. And now, by the power vested in me by Toastmaster International as the area director, you are hereby discharged from all further duties and responsibilities unless elected for second session as the officers of the club. Thank you so much, officers. A round of applause for our outgoing officers. Thank you, everyone. Now it is my pleasure to install the new officers of SRI Organon Toastmasters, including the ones who are continuing the second session in their officer roles, to prepare them for this challenge that lie ahead. Their collective charge is to make this club strong, dedicated to helping people from all walks of life to speak in an effective manner, sensitivity, and think with creativity. As announced the name, I again request the incoming officers to enable their video and also unmute themselves when I ask them to take the oath and affirm their role. I will briefly describe the opportunities the office provides along with the responsibility he or she must fulfill. First, I will call upon Sergeant at Arms, Key Van Lee. Please turn on your video, Key Van. Serving as the Sergeant at Arms, you will learn and practice interpersonal communication skill, customer service, event planning, and inventory management skills. At Sergeant at Arms, you will be responsible for arranging the meeting rooms, maintaining club properties, and establishing a warm environment for the club members and guests. Kivan, will you perform the duties at Sergeant at Arms to the best of your ability? Please unmute yourself.
Yes, I will. Thank you.
Thank you, Kivan. Welcome. Now I would like to call upon Treasurer Lisa Watrich. Lisa, please turn on your video. Great. Serving as Club Treasurer, you will learn practice budgeting and money management skills. As Treasurer, you will be responsible for keeping clear and accurate financial records, for seeing that the club remains financially stable. Lisa, will you perform the duties of Club Treasurer to the best of your abilities?
I will.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Next, we have Secretary Phil Cosby. Phil, serving as the club secretary, you will learn and practice communication, policy administration, record keeping, and documentation and management skills. As secretary, you will be responsible for keeping clear and accurate record of club business. Phil, will you perform the duty of club secretary to the best of your ability?
I will.
Thank you, Phil. Next, we have VP PR, John Sleeman. John, please turn on your video. Thank you. Serving as VP PR, you will learn and practice media relations, advertising, promotion, campaign development skills, As VPPR, you will be responsible for promoting the club to the local media and community and for keeping club members informed. John, will you perform the duty of Vice President Public Relations to the best of your ability?
Yes, I will.
Thank you so much, John. Now, Vice President of Membership, Susan Swope. Susan, please turn on your video.
Someone else has turned me off and I can't turn me on.
Okay. Olga, the take
There we
master.
go. There we go.
Great. Thank you so much. Serving as a Vice President of Membership, Susan, you will learn and practice marketing and sales skills, campaign planning and public relations skills. As Vice President of Membership, you will be responsible for helping more people enjoy the benefits of Toastmasters by building the club's membership. Susan, will you perform the duties of VP of Membership to the best of your ability?
I will.
Thank you so much. Now, VP of Education, Olga Fedorova. Olga, please turn on your video. Great. Serving as VPE is a great responsibility and at the same time is an exciting opportunity. You will learn and practice planning, time management, scheduling, conflict resolution skills. As the VP of Education, you are responsible for providing the environment in which members can achieve their self-development goals. Olga, will you perform the duties of Vice President Education to the best of your ability?
I will.
Thank you, Olga. Lastly, but not least, President Ravi Prohasta. Ravi, serving as a club president is a great responsibility. I don't see Ravi here. Yeah, okay, good. So Ravi, you are ultimately responsible for ensuring that club fulfills its mission, that members achieve the self-development goals. Yet it is also an exciting opportunity for you. You will learn and practice time management and conflict resolution skills that you'll be able to use in all aspects of your life. Having been elected as the president of SRI Organon, you are its best and chief executive officer and will be expected to preside at all club meetings and at all regular special meetings of your executive committee. It is your challenge to see that this club enables its member to achieve their educational goals. It is also your challenge to see that club helps area, divisions, district, and the Toastmaster International to meet their goals. Please accept the gavel as a symbol of your leadership and dedication to office. The gavel is a symbol of the power, authority given to you by the members of this club. Use it wisely and with restraint. You are a member of your team as well as a leader. Work with your team members to create a healthy, dynamic club, a club which everyone will be proud of. Ravi, will you as president accept this challenge and perform your duties to the best of your ability?
I do.
Thank you, Ravi. It is now my pleasure to declare these Toastmasters installed into the office to which they have been elected. So everyone please, again, turn on their video if you did turn off. And thank you so much. The growth and the development of the Toastmaster program in your club depends largely upon the actions of this group. On your honor as the men and the women of Toastmasters, do you pledge to individually and collectively to stand by this club, live with it, and work with it through the coming year?
I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Thumbs up.
Fellow Toastmaster, it gives me a great pleasure to give control to, I believe, Phil Cosby for the next section of the meeting, and I welcome all the new officers and also thank all the outgoing officers. Thank you, everyone.
All right, well, thank you, Mahi.
Thank you, Mahi. I will introduce Phil. Phil is now going to lead us in our awards section of the meeting. And Phil, please take it away.
Well, I am going to lead in the awards from our club contest. If you have really good memory, back on February the 25th of this year, we met in the Napa conference room at Slack and had our club contest. And we had the international speech contest and the evaluation contest. And we did have winners from both of those contests. One of these winners went on to win the area contest and then went on to win the division contest, I believe. And then the other winner went on to win the area contest and the division contest and the district contest. So we had really winners from our February club contest. And so we did not have the plaques presented because shortly thereafter we no longer could meet physically and we've been on Zoom. Yet they deserve recognition for their accomplishments. So if you recall, the winner of the International Speech Contest was none other than Robbie Prohaska. So Robbie, what was it like winning the club contest, being in a contest after quite a few years, actually?
It was really fun. It was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it tremendously. And I did go on to take the area contest, and a correction, I failed miserably at the division level. The competition was so stiff and I was so lame, but doesn't matter. It was really fun and enjoyable to participate anyway. And I received this in the mail.
Oh, you got it in the mail already. Okay, that's
Yeah,
wonderful.
So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I hope you display it with pride.
Yes.
And then our second contest was the evaluation contest. And Key Van Lee, who, there she is. I think it was her first speech contest in her whole life, right?
It was.
Not only did she win ours, but she kept on winning until she couldn't win anymore. There was nothing more to win. So Kevon, did you receive your trophy in the mail?
I did. Thank you for sending to me, Lisa.
And so we hope that you're able to display that with pride for many years and add many others to it. So could we have and what was it like, Kevon, being in these contests?
Mainly I felt very nervous because I knew I was up against people who really had a lot of experience and knew what they were doing, and I kind of felt like I didn't. I was very lucky in to get where I got, and so I just felt nervous a lot of the time. But it was fun. I learned a great deal about evaluation speeches and speeches in general. It was good.
Well, we learned a lot too. We learned that when we get evaluated by Kevon, we really learn a lot about our presentation, and we're very grateful for that. So let's have a big round of applause for Kevon for winning the contest, and I am happy to pass the baton back to Robbie, who's sort of controlling the flow here.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you very much. It's really cool to have the contest. I'm glad that our club participates in them. And sorry, Marcia, I have to call you back. Our next section is the presentation of the Carl Lind Award. And from all the way across the pond, from smack dab in the center of England, Ann Mosley, you'll have to tell us more. But last year's recipient of the Carl Lind Award, Ann Mosley, here to present us with this year's recipient. Ann.
Thank you so much, Robbie, for that very warm welcome. And I want to say a huge thank you to everyone for allowing me to come and join in with such a very special occasion. I can't believe that it was just 1 year ago that we were sat in Angelo Mio in the warm sunshine in a restaurant together. It feels like half a world away, and so much has changed in a year, but it's wonderful to be back with you all. And for those of you who don't know me, I've been a member of Toastmasters for about the last 5 years, and I've recently moved back to the UK to take up a new job. So I feel a great affinity with the club, and I'm very thankful for all that I've learned as part of that. So it's my great joy to award the Carl Lind Award. Whilst I never actually met Carl Lind, I understand he was an extraordinary person, and Keita Reed has written a little bit about him. I'm just going to, for a minute, just explain a little bit about who he was and why this award is so special. Keita says, Carl exploded into activity into Toastmasters. It wasn't just that he wanted to score points and gain recognition, which he did, and it wasn't just that there was a girl in our club he wanted to impress, which there was. Carl did everything with gusto. He grabbed every chance to give a speech, to make an evaluation, whether it was competing in a Toastmasters contest or building a radio antenna to listen for voices from outer space, or chairing SRI's staff advisory group. Carl didn't walk, he ran. And it is this attitude that marks out the winner of the award. Somebody who throws themselves wholeheartedly into the work that they do at Toastmasters. Now, there's a lot of careful consideration that has gone into awarding this award. The person who has been awarded it has attended 50% of the club meetings, given 3 manual speeches, evaluated 3 times, served as a Toastmaster 3 times, volunteers, is enthusiastic, is dedicated, and encourages others and goes above and beyond the call of duty. This is the spirit of Carl Lind, and this is what the recipient is going to be awarded for. So, the moment we've been waiting for. The winner of the Carl Lind Award this year goes to Olga Fedorova.
Hey!
Olga for you.
Go, Olga.
Okay. Olga is an extraordinary person. She was a club officer last year as a secretary, and she did an excellent job keeping the club minutes up to date, writing very clear executive minutes, and she set the bar really high in exactly how it should be done. She took on responsibility for making sure that the Portola Valley Library location was available when we couldn't meet at Slack. One of the things I remember specifically, Olga, is that every meeting you were a fantastic technical support. Whenever there was a computer that had a glitch or a wire that was missing or a PowerPoint that wouldn't display, you knew exactly what to do to get things working. And I have to say, I am so thankful to you for being that presence in the background, willing to make things work for other people. Olga was an early adopter of the Pathways program and has been inspirational in the way in which she's approached that. I know, Olga, when you first started, English wasn't your first language, and I remember you were very timid to start with, but you have such a positive can-do attitude that you're willing to put yourself out and put yourself forwards and try, and you have made such an impact on the club. And I think I can speak on behalf of everybody to say how very thankful we are for all that you have contributed to Toastmasters, not only this year, but that's what you're being awarded for, but as friends, and we really value all your contributions. So I think, Olga, if I had to sum up who you are and what you're like, you're helpful, reliable, brave, and nothing is ever too much trouble for you, which makes you an excellent fit for the Carl Lind Award. So many congratulations, Olga, and thank you for all you do.
Thank you very much. I'm speechless. I just trying what I can do and try to help. And thank you for giving me this opportunity to help. Thank you again.
Thank
Can
you.
you show the video again so I can take a picture? Thank you.
Hel, you are on mute. You have to unmute yourself.
I took it off. Okay. There's the plaque that will be one that you may keep, Olga, because that is the way we do it. And the rotating trophy that I think Phil may have in his presence.
It is. It's quite large, actually, and it's hard for me to show it. But it's got one very prominent name that you're not going to be able to read with the video camera. It says 2019 Olga Fedorova IP2. And I'll add that, you know, there are a lot of other names on this trophy. In fact, so many names we had to give Olga her own plaque. So she's starting out this list on her own. And the remaining names are on the back here. And they start with the first winner in 1987. It turns out that was Ann Peterson. And so the list goes all the way down to the bottom. And Olga, you're starting out on a fresh list on the front. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Anne. And Olga, you are in good company and are in the vanguard for the new plaque and setting the pace for all the others to follow you in your excellent footsteps. I can't think of a better recipient than you, so congratulations. At this time, I will remind you that we have our little reaction buttons down at the bottom that you can use to give a thumbs up or a thumbs down or to clap. I will remind you that there is a chat box that you can send little chats back and forth to other people, either privately or to the whole group if you like, and that can increase our participation in the meeting. And lastly, we have an electronic guest book. We have an online guest book that I'd like all of you to sign, all of our guests to sign, even if you've been to our club before. Please sign the guest book. The link is in the chat box, and maybe Olga, you can go ahead and post that link again into the chat box, and you can click that link or copy and paste it into your browser. It will take you to a Google form where you can fill out your name and write some comments if you like. So please make sure you get to the guest book. We're hoping to use this new electronic guest book in lieu of our hard copy guest book that we previously had. Our next portion of the awards section is Toastmaster of the Year. And Toastmaster of the Year is significant in that it goes beyond the club level. And as far as I know, it can go up. Well, actually, I don't know how far it goes up. Maybe Alex or Mahi or Rima, one of you guys know how far the Toastmaster of the Year goes up, to what level? Does it go up to international? No? District?
Goes up to the district.
Yeah, I think it's a district.
Okay, so the winner of our Toastmaster of the Year award has the potential to become area, division, and district Toastmaster of the Year, but Susan's going to make a correction.
The criteria are the work you did for the district. So the club Toastmaster of the Year might possibly qualify, but likely will not.
Okay, gotcha. So they're independent awards. It's not like the contests. Okay, so thank you for that clarification. nonetheless a prestigious award, and to award it is Lindy Burton. Lindy, please make sure you can unmute yourself as well. We see you. Welcome, Lindy. Lindy is last year's award recipient and will announce this year's awardee. Lindy.
Thanks, Robbie. It's my great honor to present the 2019 Toastmaster of the Year Award today. The Toastmaster Year Award is given to a member who best exemplifies the Toastmasters International values in supporting the district mission. This includes a variety of leadership and communication, educational, marketing, and public relations activities. The decision to award is calculated by a committee using objective and subjective criteria. According to the committee, there were 3 members who met the numerical rules, which include things like attendance, number of winning speeches, winning table topics, winning evaluations. 3 members, I'm told, also met the subjective criteria of enthusiasm and helping others. But one of the committee members reported having received some patient assistance from Phil, which gave him a few extra points and inched him into the lead. In leadership, Phil exemplifies himself in obvious ways. For one, he is omnipresent as president, a role he has had for a year. He transitioned us from face-to-face meetings to life as we know it today via Zoom. Quickly adapting, he was relentless in streamlining, tweaking, and perfecting our online club experience. Like a White House staffer, we received a link just prior to the meeting. In education, while not giving speeches about the Mountain View housing crisis or the ICE roundups, another crisis, he's giving speeches that directly help and impact members. This could be simply how to get onto the website, but also member education from the Distinguished Club program. True to form, he makes himself available to others in helping use our most unfriendly program pathways. Behind the scenes, when there is a website deficiency or that he detects or any other member detects, he is quick to volunteer and to update for us, taking care of it seamlessly with ease. Similarly, he solves and proposes fixes for anything from club meeting flickering lights to internet speeds that make our experience better and without fuss. Behind the scenes, he acted as chief judge at our Area A5 contest, a collaborative role for which I was fortunate enough to participate in, witness, and enjoy. I recall some pretty complimentary email responses about his briefing notes when they landed just prior to the contest. Phil will, of course, take any role or speech if there is a hole in our program. He carries a lot of institutional memory while balancing, embracing, adapting, conquering whatever new circumstance we find our club in. Phil, your assured dedication to this program is an inspiration to us. You are a great role model. I would like to propose an air toast to our 2019 Toastmaster of the Year, Phil Cosby.
All right, thank you so much, Lindy. It's a great honor to have this, and just to be clear, it's actually for the work that was done in 2019 as opposed to this year. And there's no minimum for it. Instead, the harder each of us works the program and attends meetings and things like that, the more points we get. And so when Lindy was saying that there were actually three that were pretty close in those contributions, and it was up to the committee to select one. But I'm very pleased that I was selected, and I encourage each of us to work the program this year, and so we'll be proud of the one that we select for 2020. So thank you again, Lindy, and thank you, Chloe.
Now, I'd like to move this party into the kitchen. Get ready to roast. So, usually at our anniversary meeting, we have a social time where we can mingle and get together with others. In this virtual format, it's a little bit different in that we will have a post toasties after the meeting where we can send chats and chat amongst each other freely. And on the meeting schedule agenda, we are replacing our lunchtime eating time with a roast of our immediate past president, Phil Cosby. Phil Cosby. Well, as you know, Phil is quite accomplished, and we are roasting him as our immediate past president. And the IPP is really the most coveted job or the most coveted office in the lineup, and one of which I'm looking forward to having as my title. But Phil, as you know, he can get pretty greedy. Not only is he our immediate past president, but he is our he's our incoming secretary. And now he's our Toastmaster of the Year? Holy smokes, Phil, I think you're a little power hungry. And speaking of hungry, I'm getting really hungry myself. So let's get this roast going. I'm gonna start off with a little bit of Phil and put him in the pot. You're in the pot, Phil. You're in the mushroom. I'm gonna add an onion. And hey, Rima, do you have any of those vegetable scraps that you use for your soup stock? I think that would be a nice addition. Can you pass me some vegetable stock, Betchies, please?
I've got plenty. Here you go, Robbie.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna put these right in. There you go. So now that this is preheating and simmering up, I will invite our first roaster to unmute herself, Naomi Levinson, who has worked with Phil quite a bit and is a past district treasurer. Naomi Levinson.
Thank you, Madam Roastmaster. I hope you're allowing plenty of time for us to roast Phil because he's kind of a tough old bird. Maybe we should have used an Instapot. Well, how long have I known you, Phil? I think it's somewhere between 25 and 30 years. And I thought, is there anything new I can come up with? And then it happened a few weeks ago. We were at one of these Zoom meetings, and all of a sudden, the whole screen lit up. I had no idea what was going on. I thought, oh, was it the sun? Was this the sun that keeps on getting into Lindy's eyes and she has to put a cap on? No. And I thought then, oh, it's coming from Phil's screen. And before I had a chance to look, I thought, oh, it's his brilliant smile or his personality just exploding. But no, it was the lamp in his room shining off the top of his head. And he had just tilted his head down and whoa, I was almost blinded. Now, I've known Phil a long time. He's always been kind of bald on top. And I figured, well, maybe he was born that way, but I never noticed how shiny your head was. And then there's this favorite story of mine where Phil brought an object to a white elephant sale. It was an old, broken kind of ugly, very ugly, chandelier. It was made out of wood. It had a Western theme, just not my taste. Not only that, but it was completely broken. I think all the wires were chewed out, and I'm not even sure if it had a plug or if the bulbs worked. But here was Phil going on and on and on about the wonders of this object. Fortunately, somebody took us out of our misery by bidding on it. And somebody actually paid a couple of dollars for this. So, Phil, I have to say that in many ways, you have more talents than we ever thought. So you sit around looking very innocent and serious, except when you're looking disapproving at Robbie, Rima, or me. But the question is, are you really as innocent as you look? Madam Roastmaster.
Thank you, Naomi. I forgot to mention that during the roasting and the table topics portions, that feel free to unmute yourself and unhide yourself so that we can enjoy your laughter and clapping along with the audience, with the whole audience. And I see that, yeah, Phil, you're starting to warm up a little bit, getting a little bit hot over here. And yeah, I know what you mean, Naomi, about those disapproving looks. And you might think that Phil's a sourpuss, but I'm not really sure that's the case. He could be just disapproving. Anyway, I'm going to add some Tabasco to the top. Lots of Tabasco, because my good friend Martha Tinsdale says you gotta cut the sweet with the heat. So I'm cutting what I think is really a sweet guy under that disapproving sourpuss look with a lot of hot Tabasco sauce. Now you might think that this hot sauce is resembles the fact that Phil's hot, but no, Phil's not hot. He's just sweet. So I'm gonna cut the sweet with the heat. Stir. And let's see. Let's ask Bob Tokheim to kick it up a notch. Naomi, could you please pass Bob the hat? Bob, unmute and show yourself. Bob Tokheim is what I'm calling a near charter member, as he missed being a charter member by just 2 weeks, which in my book makes him a charter member. But anyway, I see you've donned your hat that Naomi has passed you. Bob, please.
Yes, this to Dr. Phil. One might think that you, Dr. Phil, might be full of lots of special psychological advice, given you were a molecular physicist focusing on upper atmospheric behavior on Earth and other planets. Your experience, especially on Earth, with each Toastmasters meeting, has enabled you to expertly plan it. Additionally, your previous research has led you to give us plenty of useful far-out advice, even though you can see this could often be a hot, out-of-this-world topic that could easily put you into the fire, as Robbie has demonstrated. But you, Phil, can certainly stand the heat because you're a real cool kind of guy. Not only that, you, Phil, have certainly had the bifurcated reputation of being well done. Nevertheless, we must say that you have led most of us down the new, uncertain Toastmaster pathways that were previously unknown, all despite those questionable warnings from that frosty poet about taking the path least traveled. Indeed. I think you can see that we could easily begin a filibuster on this subject. Lots of rising but pleasant hot air created at this grand celebratory meeting. So let's enjoy every minute. It'll be a hot day in the old town tonight. Congratulations, Phil, for being such a great contributor and sustaining member of SRI Organon Toastmasters for so many years. Hats off to you, Phil. Madam Roastmaster.
Thank you so much, Bob.
Yeah.
Now, let's see. There seems to be some confusion on my agenda. The third roaster is Phil Cosby.
Oh, Phil, Mickey.
Phil, can you
Mickey.
hide yourself and can you
Mickey.
yourself?
Mickey.
Our third roastmaster?
The third roastmaster is Mickey.
Hello, fellow Toastmasters.
Oh, good.
And welcome erstwhile members of the SRI Origami Toastmasters. Let me reintroduce myself. I know, you know, I am Dr. Phil Cosby and long-term member of SRI Oregano Toastmaster Club. And most deserving and humble Toastmaster of the Year. I have spent my life addressing and writing about topics like measuring singly ionized oxygen oral doublet lines using high resolution sky spectra. These days, you know, I've also turned my attention to the most complicated and challenging topic of all, making sense of the new Toastmasters pathways, and then trying, you know, to interpret it for you. I have given 17 speeches on the topic today. In my next talk, I will bring my intergalactic skills to bear on my masterpiece, how to game the pathway system and get credit where no credit is due. Now I know, you know that it's been my privilege to serve in all leadership roles for SRI, Organic Toastmasters. And I look forward to more roles and more SRI, Organismic Club. Back to you, Madam Roastmaster.
Who was that? Who was that? Well, let's see. I think you are quite well done. You're getting a little, oh, what's that? A little piece of kale in your teeth. Sorry about that, Phil. And let it simmer and give you, Phil, a chance to rebut.
My goodness. Here at SRI Oregano Toastmasters, I am astonished that you guys are that creative. I know Mickey certainly did her homework, and Naomi, I was halfway expecting you to pull out this beautiful chandelier and chain. So you weren't the one that bought it? Oh my goodness. Thank you guys. I mean, this has been a wonderful experience. I think being in the club, it's been quite a few years for me, or it seems like it. I joined in '96, but Bob and Susan joined in 1980, and that's like twice as long. But throughout this period, we've somehow managed to get really, really, really good people in this club. Reflecting on being president for 2 terms, it was a joy. I mean, everybody worked together and just to get things going, whether it's Pathways or Zoom or what have you. Everybody pulled together and got things done. And it's a joy to, I won't even say lead, but to participate in a group of people like that. And so through these 40 years that the club's been in existence, I hope we're able to continue with that same spirit and the same accomplishments that we've had. And I was looking at the array of people that I haven't seen for years. There's Henry Chin showing up, and I can't get, and Kevin, and I can't get everybody on the screen. I don't know how on earth we're going to do this.
There's an arrow.
That that were here, and Eileen Bear, and I think Julie Chai popped up on my screen for a minute. It's wonderful to see you all, and Dan, to see you all, and to, you know, I'm sure you can say the same, that it was a great experience being part of the club. So back to you, Madam Roastmaster.
Thank you, Phil. Well done.
Oh.
Now I'm gonna put this pot on the back burner and let Susan give us a speech on her reminiscences of being in the club for all of these 40 years. Susan Swope, very active in Toastmasters, as I'm sure most of you know, a charter member of this club, a linchpin in this club. Susan Swope.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, fellow ex-Organoners, and guests. Covering 40 years in only 3 to 5 minutes is impossible. So to keep to my time, I'm going to briefly cover the club's beginnings, relate a few stories that are very close memories to me, and close with where we are today. So a bit of club history. We chartered on February 1st, 1980, after just 2 meetings to form with 26 members. And TGIF, which was Esmond Lyons, our founder's home club, and the last male-only club in the district, was our sponsor. And they came and they supported us with evaluators and advisors over the first 6 months to a year. And they used to come back and visit every now and again, too. Our other founder was Ellen Burgess, who was the director of communications for SRI. And our club members have not just stuck in the club. Many, many of us have gone on to serve in district positions. Rima was a district governor from 1989 to 2000, Charles Butterfield from 2002 to 2003, and I'm a real old timer. I was district governor 1986, 1987. I was the first to serve a full term as district governor in District 4. We were the 5th largest district in the world, and we finished as number 9, a select distinguished district. At that time, only 12 clubs could either be President's Distinguished or Select Distinguished. We had a district treasurer, Naomi served as district treasurer, and we've had district lieutenant governors, Shelley Horowitz, Dara C., and we've had lots of area governors. Phil Cosby was one, and R.C. Heck, Carl Lynn, Julia Oken, Susan Carino, and I'm sure I'm forgetting some. The 3 stories I'd like to tell you are about how Toastmasters helps you with your job, with keeping employed, and how you never know when you're going to recruit a new member, and how at SRI you can try anything when you give a speech. First of all, the 2nd year of our existence, Esmond asked me if I'd run for EVP. And I said, I'd be delighted to, but I'm being laid off in 4 weeks, so I won't be at SRI. And at the time, we were a closed club. Esmond said, send me your resume. So I sent him my resume, he interviewed me, and he hired me. And I worked in computer industries, which evolved into information security over the next 22 years. You never know when you're going to recruit a new member. Esmond and I used to walk to and from the meetings together. And I had always thought that the reason Rima joined SRI Organon was because her sister Susie was a member. And it was years after she joined that I was talking about it, and she says, no. The reason I joined Toastmasters SRI Organon was because you and Esmond used to walk by my office to and from the meeting, and you were laughing and talking and having such a good time that I decided I had to see what it was all about and joined. So, memorable speeches, trying new things. Steve Kirkpatrick one day came to give a speech, and he had this big bowl, and he had all this cream and sugar and vanilla and liquid nitrogen. And he mixed it all together with the liquid nitrogen, which was gassing out all over and coming around our feet. And in 5 to 7 minutes, he had made vanilla ice cream and served it to us all. It was delicious. And a footnote to that, yesterday I was on Nextdoor and I saw a posting by a Steve Kirkpatrick. So I private messaged him and said, "Are you the Steve Kirkpatrick that made vanilla ice cream for SRI Organon Toastmasters?" And he was. So that was a nice little bit of serendipity. But to move to today, SRI Organon not only has a proud legacy, but we are probably the most successfully peripatetic club in the history of the world. If a Toastmaster club loses its meeting place, often it goes out of existence. SRI Organon Toastmasters has lost its meeting place since 2017, not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times. And in those 3 years and losing our space 4 times, I don't think we even missed 5 weekly meetings. I think that's astounding. I am so proud of us for the way that we have managed to continue. And this is really a 5th time moving from Slack, at least temporarily, to Zoom. So all I can say is that even with all the disruption we've missed very few weekly meetings, we've had good meetings, we have been successfully peripatetic, and I think we're just wonderful, and I hope we go on for another 40 years. So here's to us, Madam Toastmaster.
We cannot hear you, Robbie. If you're talking, you're muted.
So you guys got all that, right?
No, we're just hearing it now.
On to the celebratory portion of our club with our toast. So I'm hoping that everybody has a glass so that they can raise their glass to toast the club.
Oh my goodness.
Is there anybody out there who needs a glass? Because I've got plenty. Does anybody need a glass? Everybody has a glass, right? Okay, then I guess I don't need to pass out any glasses. So here to give us a toast for our 40th anniversary celebration is John Sleeman, our incoming Vice President of Public Relations. John, please unmute yourself, and there you are.
There I am. Thank you. Well, this is an honor and a pleasure to propose this toast for this special 40th anniversary. Indulge me for a moment of recollection. And it was a baker's dozen years ago, roughly. I was in a job placement seminar, and I was chatting with people there. And I chatted with one young lady, and she talked about Toastmasters. And that was all new to me. A few years later, I found SRI Organon. And that was all because of Rima. Thank you, Rima.
Hey.
So what's special about the club? One thing I appreciate about it is how smoothly we run. Isn't that amazing? We get and we keep getting compliments from visitors on that. The unexpected just never discombobulates us. Our motto is don't panic. What are we looking forward to in the future? We're looking forward to our members continuing to use their skills as speakers and leaders in the community. Speak up, another motto. Well, we've had 40 years of achievement, and please raise a glass with me. Oops, my glass overfloweth. Please raise a glass with me to toast many more successful and eloquent years. Your health to the club and to the members.
Hear, hear. Thank you, John.
Thank you, SRI Organon.
So we are right on schedule. Our next portion of the meeting is table topics. So everybody please show yourselves and be ready to respond. If you are called upon, you will need to unmute yourself. And to lead us in our table topics portion is Kevon Lee, our District 4 champion evaluator. Kevon?
Thank you, Miss Roasting Toastmaster. I'm really happy to see that there are 31 of us here today. That's just awesome. Being the youngest member of the club, I joined last year. I'm very happy and proud to be part of such a warm, welcoming, and well-spoken club. You only get one 40th anniversary and never again. So I'd like to appreciate everyone who is able to join us in Zoom. This makes a much nicer way for people not to have to travel and to join us, which would have been much harder if we had done this in person. So because there are so many members here from years past, I would like to dedicate this table topic session to people who are visiting us and to get responses from previous members. I would like you to please tell us about a memory you have. Could be recent, it could be a long time ago, of joining SRI Organon Toastmasters and a speech you've done or some memorable event from the past. May I please have a show of hands in participants? You can check yes, there's a green square, or no for a red square if you'd like to participate in this. Or I will start calling on people, especially people who were previous members of the club. Anyone? Okay, maybe not working. I would like to call on Henry Chin, who has a thumbs up. Please tell us about your memories with SRI Organon.
Good.
Thank you, and fellow Toastmasters. I remember when I was prompted on entering this meeting, some of the memories, my best memories were all the smiling faces that I saw. And the one memory that wasn't so pleasant was the time in a meeting I fainted, and I subsequently found out that I had atrial fibrillation. So the bad part is the SRI health and safety group, instead of sending me to the hospital, they wanted to poke and prod me. So I was still on the gurney when the meeting, so when we stood up to pledge allegiance, I lost my blood, and I just sort of fell. I was not enough blood into my system, so that's what atrial fibrillation is. I fell down, and my head was spinning. I left the room. Someone called the health and safety, but instead of letting me go or sending me to the ER, they just, held on to me until the meeting got left. Everybody was leaving the meeting, and they still saw me in the gurney, and I was waving to them. Everything was just fine after that, but I did learn that I had this condition, so that was a memory I won't forget. Thank you all.
Thank you, Henry, for your memory. That must have been unforgettable. And I'm glad to see that you're all right and you're here joining us now. Anyone else would like to volunteer some memory of being with SRI? Let me see how I can flow. Aha, I see. Dan Bremer, yes, please do tell us a memory. Welcome. I can't hear you. Not working.
No.
Okay, I can't hear you, Dan. Maybe we can work on futzing with your microphone. Meanwhile, I'd like to ask Kevin Crossman to unmute himself and please give us some thoughts.
Thank you, Madam Topics Master, and hello to former and current members of SRI Organon. I left the club in 2000, and I am not one of those people who has a photographic memory. So my recollection of my actual days at SRI Organon are quite hazy. But I would say that one of the things that I remember doing when I left the company, or left the club because I got a new job, was that I stole all the good ideas I learned at SRI Organon when I brought them to my club out in Pleasanton, and subsequently to my club that I'm currently a member of at Juniper Jabbers in Sunnyvale. So the same evaluation form, a lot of the same guest information, the wording around Toastmasters, the value it provides, all that sort of thing. I'm still using a lot of that stuff today that I stole from SRI Organon, hopefully with for good reasons, back in 2000. And so the one thing I would say that I still think about SRI Organon is that you guys have such great camaraderie, all this business about the your meeting space and all that. It's to your credit that you've stayed together. And lastly, I'll close by saying I am very pleased to hear that I'm not the only one who hates pathways as much as you guys do. So cheers to another 40 years for SRI Organon.
Thank you, Kevin. I would like to invite Dan to try his microphone again. No, I'm sorry, it's not working still. We have to pray to the microphone gods. How about Susan Carino?
Carino.
Would you like to give us some thoughts?
Hi guys, this is Susan and Ron Carino. And let's see, pinch out. Can you guys see me? Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Can't see.
Oh, yes, I see.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, we were at the vet with our senior dog in a hot parking lot, and we joined by car phone, and then we came back and unloaded the fridge into a cooler because we may lose power this afternoon. So it's been kind of an exciting SRI meeting, but we wouldn't miss this for the world. We're here listening in. I love my memories of SRI Organon and love all of you who were a part of that journey when I was there. Ron is still in Toastmasters.
Over at Toastmasters and Clorox, and I think one of the things I want to say that I absolutely regret is that I did get my DTM, but I got it with Diamond, even though I did almost all of the work with SRI. So thank you for all the support that you guys gave us and all the kick in the pants to get things started, because Diamond may be the home club now, but you guys were always the first.
Congratulations on 40 years. I remember 30 thinking that was a big deal. So 40 is even better. I can't wait for 50.
Thank you very much, and we'll see you back here for the 50th. I would like, do we have time for one more? How about Eileen Bear? Would you like to say a few words? Miss Eileen Bear?
She's muted. Can someone unmute her?
Yep, I'm unmuted now, I think.
We can
Yeah,
hear.
good.
Hello. So when was my tenure? About 2003 to when I left town in 2014. And so it was, well, that was the tenure for this. I belonged to the Lee Emerson Bassett Club back in the 70s. So holy smokes, I'm not that old. I'm not old enough to have belonged that long. But I have not been able to find a place out here in Nevada that is even close. So I just have wonderful memories. Thinking about that, the best one was I get to tell when I played a trick on Hal, who's not showing here. He was not going to be able to make it to one of our Christmas events where we had the white elephant. And Hal said, so Eileen, if there's something good, you know, vote on it for me. I went, oh, okay, I can do that. And so there was some weird thing. And so I had Hal bid on it. I bid a couple of dollars. And so then I bid on it. And I outbid Hal, and then I had Hal outbid me. And I ran that up to about $5 before I finally called it off, and I let Hal win.
That's so funny.
He got whatever it was, but I think that just shows how much camaraderie we had and how we were welcome to play tricks on each other, as well as do all the good stuff and really help each other along in developing our skills. So I do miss you guys, and I'm glad that you got the Zoom thing going so that I could come and join you.
Great.
Thank you very much. Yes, please feel free, and everyone who's welcome to come and join Zoom meetings. It's much easier than driving the 5 hours to get here for a meeting physically. I think we're out of time, and I will pass it back to Robbie Prohaska, our roast master, but we will be having a post-toasties or just a hangout session after 1 o'clock when the meeting's through. If you didn't have a chance to speak to us or join us in the conversation, I encourage you to stay later and we'll have lots of conversation then, hopefully. Okay, Madam Roastmaster.
Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you so much, participants, for sharing your memories. We are coming up to the last minute of the meeting. I invite you all to please sign the guest book. Olga, can you please post the link again into the chat? Check the chat, sign the guest book. Join us for our next White Elephant meeting. They are so much fun. That will be held in December. We have lots of fun meetings coming up between now and then. And we will have a group photo, which Lisa will coordinate. So we're going to have a group photo, a thought for the day. They will adjourn and then leave the chat open so that we can all have fun mingling with each other. Lisa, do you want to tell us what to do besides smile?
Well, be sure to take off if you are interested in being a part of the group video. Please show yourself on video. If you don't want your picture up, you can go ahead and stop your video, and I will try and arrange it so I can capture everybody on the same screen. You'll give me just a minute. Let's see what we got. All right. It's going to be in 2 shots. So I'm going to tell you right now, doing screen 1. So everybody smile. Oops. Okay. One more time. Everybody smile. Excellent. Let me get the second group and everybody. Whoops.
And look at the camera.
I need to stop screen sharing with somebody here. Hang on. There we go. Okay, second screen. Everybody smile. Thank you very much, everybody. We got your picture. Thanks for attending.
Thank you, Lisa. That will be posted to our website. Our thought for the day comes from our past district governor, Rima Mahmood. Rima, your thought?
Thank you, Robbie. So I thought this thought was appropriate because, you know, we form friendships in Toastmasters that really carry us through the years. Some of my closest friends are people I met at SR Organon Toastmasters. And we get to know each other on a very different level from most other organizations because we share so much during table topics and our speeches. So I thought this quote was particularly appropriate. A friend is one that knows you as you are, understands where you have been, accepts what you have become, and still gently allows you to grow. And that's attributed to William Shakespeare.
Thank you, Rima. This celebratory meeting of the SRI Organon Toastmasters is closed.